Unfortunately, man, Colorado didn't find a way to get the W. That is what it's all about. Find a way to get the W at the end of the day, and Colorado didn't do that, man. They had numerous opportunities to get the job done. Numerous opportunities.
Man, 3 turnovers, but they had 0 passing yards from the first drive until 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. You
Yeah.
can't. That's horrible, man. To be down by 7 points with three
Yeah.
turnovers, you feeling great about yourself. Like
Yeah.
that's motivation for the team that turned the ball over. You giving them hope, man. You supposed to put the
Right.
dagger in early, and
Yeah.
like especially at the home crowd too, man. It would have been a whole different ball game. Just at
It would
least
have been a
getting
whole
three.
different ball game, man. They had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, man. They I don't know, man. It was like Georgia Tech was trying to give the game away, man, and Colorado couldn't seize the moment, man. And I hate the fact that Coach Prime is giving these critics something to talk about now. Now they have something to talk about, and all we're going to hear is Colorado Buffaloes. Coach Prime can't succeed without Shedeur Sanders, and so on and so forth. That is clearly not the case. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Colorado was put to the test tonight. Georgia Tech is a really good football team, that is well coached, and they have a 5th-year quarterback running the offense. This was a big challenge for Coach Prime in Colorado. A 5th-year quarterback is a huge advantage for Georgia Tech. Not advantage meaning like, someone is looking for the advantage or someone has the advantage and so on and so forth, but it just gives Georgia Tech the upper hand, being that he's been there and has a lot of experience. Yes, Caden Salter is a senior and things like that, but he hasn't been in Colorado as long as Haynes King been at Georgia Tech, But y'all talk to me and you let me know what you think, Drees, the chat, the world. Y'all talk to us, y'all talk back. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Tear that like button up, man. I'm not sure if Caden Salter can play at the same level as Shedeur Sanders, but I do think he can get the job done. Can Caden Salter run the offense the same way that Shedeur Sanders did? Now, this is only the first game, so we're judging him off of one game. He needs time to adjust, get familiar with all his players, his weapons, and how to execute offense. But do you think Caden can play to the level of Shedeur Sanders? 23Drese, what you think, man?
What I think, I'm going to go back to what you were saying about the 5th-year senior at Georgia Tech. They also returned 27 seniors. They got 27 seniors on the team, so that's a lot of experience over there at Georgia Tech. And they, the past 2 seasons, they made it to bowl games, so they got a lot of experience over there, over at Georgia Tech. But to get back to your question, do I think?
Right, hold on, but stop right there. Yes, that's what I was saying, man. This team is a well-coached, and when you talk about well-coached team, they're mainly talking about discipline. So this team is well-coached, they're disciplined, and from what you, from your take of, what you just stated, have a mature team, a lot of older players. So that take care of itself. You know what I mean?
So I think he could play up to his to Shedeur Sanders, not to his level, but I did see like bright spots in his play where it's time where a free rusher came, he moved out the pocket, moved back in the pocket and make the throw. I seen flashes of that, but it got to be more consistent because it was times where he missed the throw as well by avoiding the pressure too. So him completing those throws, and sometimes I see it was 2 times where the second drive they got the ball, it was 2 drop passes. That wasn't on him. You know what I mean? It was good throws. He stepped up in the pocket when the pressure came. So to fix some of those overthrows and stuff like that, I feel like it's going to be I see a bright future for real.
I think in the first half, the bright lights and everything was affecting him. And then he began to settle down. It was hard for him to settle down in that first half. The first half, I was kind of questioning should Caden Salter be the starting quarterback? Should they bring Juju Lewis in? Because, he was doing pretty good with his feet. He's very good. He's athletic with his legs. He can use his feet well. But as far as him being accurate and making the right decisions with the ball, in the first half, I didn't see that. But overall, Caden looks like maybe just a tad bit more athletic than Shedeur. But Shedeur definitely was more comfortable executing that offense than Caden. Caden definitely, he is more of a running quarterback than Shedeur was, and that's how he needs to help his team. He needs to figure out how to use his legs in important situations, like he did tonight in the second half. And Caden started to settle down in that second half and got comfortable and started learning who his teammates are and when he needed to take off the ball and when this offensive line probably not going to hold up as well. That was a good sign for me. I like that. I liked that, right? I like to see that out of Caden Salter, the new quarterback, But let me tell y'all also, if y'all didn't notice in that game about playing in Colorado, where it's below sea level, one of the biggest advantages of playing in Colorado when Colorado's hosting the home game is players barely can breathe. It's hard to breathe out there in Colorado, man. Let me tell you, it is super hard to breathe out there. You only get one day, 24 hours you land, next day it's time to play football. And if the players didn't get a chance to spend a couple of days around the area to get acclimated to that air, Colorado will be difficult to adjust to, that whole atmosphere, breathing to play, to be able to play in a football game. That air makes us tired. It makes us so tired you feel like you're not even in shape. One play, you feel like you have to come out of the game. Cotton mouth, things like that happening after one play. I'm serious. My first time playing in Denver, against the Broncos, man, it was so hard to breathe. I couldn't understand why. I understood that they was telling me, all right, the air is going to be thin and we're playing in the mountains. Make sure you hydrate. It's going to be hard to breathe and so on. But I couldn't register it properly until we actually got there,
Yeah, I grew up boxing, so like we used to go out there for training camp in Colorado Springs, and that breathing is like it's a different level, man.
Boxing?
Yeah, I grew up boxing. So like I grew up before, like you asked me before about playing football. I was a boxer first. I boxed from like 5 till 18. So I was like, yeah.
So you know something? Are you Southpaw or you Southpaw or you
Orthodox?
Standard? Orthodox. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, me too, man. So we got a lot of common, man. Yeah, man. Okay.
So yeah, I was in Colorado Springs training a lot. So I know how I never played football out there, but I did the boxing out there, and it's definitely a different level, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. But on the first play of the game, man, after me running down on kickoff, man, playing in Denver, man, let me tell y'all, man, it was the worst experience of my life, man, playing football. The first play of me running down on the kickoff, it was the worst experience of my life, man. And let me tell you, it was so bad, Gatorade couldn't fix it. Gatorade, water, it was nothing you can do. I'm telling you, your body has to get adjusted to the atmosphere and the air and whatever else is going on in Colorado if you want to feel good playing out there, you know what I mean? But I had to thug it out. I figured it out. I balled out. And that's what we do, man. As a tip-top, best in the world athletes, we figure things out when adversity comes, But Coach Prime in Colorado, man, that first test of the season, man, I think it went well. I think it went well. I think Colorado showed they are a good team, especially after some key losses. I think the first test of the season wasn't too bad for Colorado. Obviously, there are many issues and problems that can be fixed so the Colorado Buffaloes can be a much better team. And I'm sure Coach Prime is upset about this game, and they are going to get to work immediately, And one of the issues in the game is Colorado has to convert on those turnovers, specifically that second turnover of the game. That was a big opportunity because Colorado had really good field position to easily score. You know what I mean? And if they would have scored, that would have took a 2-score lead. That is important in football for momentum and things like that. Take all the wind out of them. Make them not believe in themselves no more. Convert on every opportunity. And didn't go as well. Colorado didn't handle that well. The other issue Colorado had was on defenses. Georgia Tech's fast tempo offense, along with the misdirection plays. That was a huge problem for Colorado's defense. But, those self-inflicted wounds to Georgia Tech pretty much stop Georgia Tech from being able to be very effective in that first half, first quarter with that fast tempo misdirection game on offense. Because if they didn't have those self-inflicted wounds and those 3 turnovers, this game could have got real ugly, really fast.
They had 182 rushing yards in the first half.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
without
mean.
those 3 turnovers,
Exactly.
you
They
don't
had a
know.
lot of productivity, a lot of stats, but minimal points, right? Well, on the other hand, Colorado didn't have as much stats at all in the first half, and it barely got 7 points, right? And y'all have to understand these high tempo misdirection teams like Georgia Tech, it is extremely hard to prepare to play against a team that runs an offense like that, It is a big challenge because there are so many different possibilities of which player will be carrying the ball. It's not easy to defend, There's a lot of misdirection, a lot of motion, a lot of moving parts. And every time someone moves, on defense, everyone assignments change. Not everyone, but the linemen, the linebackers, so on and so forth. So you have to be very, you have to dot your I's and cross your T's when you're preparing for a team like this, man. I don't like it. I hate playing against misdirection teams that want to fake left and right and trying to trick you. Man, just line up and beat me. I don't want you to be trying to trick me left and right, man. Just show me you can line up and beat me, man. You know what I mean? But what things you see, man? What do you think? Y'all tell me. What do you think Coach Prime in Colorado needs to get better at?
Honestly,
what things you think they need to get better at?
I'm gonna let you know where I did see improvement in the passing game. I seen the D linemen, they actually applied pressure today when they did drop back the pass. What was messing them up was the misdirection and everything. They couldn't figure out which they was going. That's why they had overall 320 rushing yards. But in the pass game, I did see a little bit of improvement with the D line actually getting pressure. They was back in the backfield. I think they hit them like 12 times. So that was a big difference because in the previous 2 years, that's where they struggled at. But
in sacks. Now you're talking about sacks hitting the quarterback, but at the same time, how many rushing yards they had?
That misdirection was like bothering them a lot.
Is rough to deal with, boy. Jesus, that misdirection.
What you talked about yesterday, having a corner 1-on-1 with the running back in the hole, he was making a miss and then going for 12 more yards.